is what breaks my heart more than a child fighting cancer. It's kind of hard to think of something, right? Maybe you've seen the pictures. I know before my son was diagnosed with cancer, I saw the pictures, and number one, it felt really far away. I was like, that just seems so far removed from our circumstance. I can't even imagine my child getting cancer, right? And you see the pictures of bald little kids smiling, and you're like, gosh, that's heartbreaking, and it feels far away. So first, let me remind you it's not far away, and I'm actually pretty confident, and you can let me know even here online, how many of you know someone that has cancer? Maybe it's not a child, maybe it's an adult, but I'd be willing to bet that every single person on this live has or knows somebody that is fighting or has fought cancer. So it's not that far removed, okay? So that's the first thing I want you to understand. But I know it's hard to imagine, like, what is more heartbreaking than a child fighting cancer? And to me, walking through and being really immersed in this world of cancer for the last 5 years, what's the most heartbreaking thing is to think that there are children out there who don't have access to the resources, the education, and the tools on how they can actually thrive through their diagnosis. Now, let me be really clear here. I do not have a wand to heal cancer. I do not have an essential oil that's going to cure cancer. I don't have a supplement that's going to keep you alive if you have cancer. I don't have a food that is going to change the trajectory of your diagnosis. There is not one thing that I have that can change the outcome of what the diagnosis is going to look like. But I have something that is going to ensure that you or your loved one will actually thrive through cancer. And I mean that, you guys. Like yesterday, I got a message. I get messages throughout the day from many of you who let me know about somebody who you love or that you know that was recently diagnosed. In fact, right before this call, I was chatting with a friend of ours who just learned that her father has cancer, and I was just kind of giving her as much advice as I could. And I love that I have these resources and tools that people can immediately implement no matter where they're at in their diagnosis. If they're a brand new diagnosis, stage 5, and they've immediately started chemo, or if they think they have cancer, the doctors aren't sure, it's all up in the air, they don't want to do chemo, these are still tools and resources they can implement to help them thrive. So what is this that I'm talking about? I'm talking about all of the things that I've put out there, you guys, for you, for free even, to learn and to use to help you improve your well-being while you're walking through cancer treatment. And I believe that when you feel well as you're walking through and navigating a diagnosis like this, that you're going to continue to wake up every morning with more motivation and energy to continue healing your body. And as I said, I don't know the outcome. I wish I did. Only God knows that. He has our expiration date already written in stone. I can't change that, but I can promise you that if you use nutrition, essential oils, detoxification, you focus on self-care, and you work on cleaning up your environment, you will 100% see an improvement in your well-being during a cancer diagnosis. You will. So what is more heartbreaking to me than a child walking through cancer is that same child that may not have access to the resources and the education that can actually change the trajectory of their well-being through this diagnosis. So I'm going to give you 2 resources, and this is what I want your guys' help with, okay? I am begging you to help. The only way that we can get these parents, or again, this is appropriate for adults as well, not just kids, but we can get these caregivers the information that they need that is easy to implement, doable, practical, and really powerful. The best way to get them this information is for you to share it, for you to talk to the person that you know that has cancer. You guys, I cannot imagine the day that my son was diagnosed. I can't even imagine. what it would have looked like if the people that came around us and locked arms with us and said, I want to give you resources and I want to provide you a source of hope, if they didn't do that because they were afraid of what I would think, or they were afraid that I would say no, if they didn't do that, if they didn't share that information with me, I don't know where my son would be right now. So I'm begging you to take it upon yourself to not keep this information quiet. There's 2 resources that you can share. Actually 2 of them are completely free. Completely free. Number 1, if it's a child fighting cancer, you can share with them on Facebook. I've connected the links on Instagram. I don't know how to do that. I'm not that smart. But if it's for a child fighting cancer, share with them our website for our nonprofit, kickcancermovement.org. There is tons of resources, free programs that they can get their hands on immediately and start implementing to help them with nutrition, essential oils, detox, self-care, cleaning up their environment. We send out kits to kids with cancer that gives them a kickstart with healthy snacks and essential oils and detox supplies and even a devotional for the caregiver. We have an online program that's free for kids with cancer that they have access to for 30 days that teaches them how to thrive through cancer. Now, the other free resource is on my website, seasonjohnson.com. If you go to seasonjohnson.com, you click on blog and you select the category cancer. I have a ton of information there that is free to you. My Instagram and my Facebook, my goal is to educate and to share with you guys the tools and the tips and the resources that you can implement immediately when walking through a diagnosis. I also created an online course. It's called Thrive Through Cancer. And if you go to seasonjohnson.com/course, you can purchase the course for $297. This course was put together with 5 different modules: nutrition, essential oils, detoxification, self-care, and cleaning up your environment. There are videos, there are cheat sheets, there's shopping lists, there's downloads, there's audio interviews that have been transcribed. There is all of the tools that you need to walk through a diagnosis. And I put it together knowing full well how overwhelming it is and how it feels to be in the midst of navigating one of the scariest diseases in the world. And being a mom and going, I still have to be a wife and a mom to my other child, and now I have this huge responsibility to try to do all these things for my son and keep him healthy. I know what it feels like, and I put the course together knowing that you needed something that was easy, tangible, and doable. So in conclusion, what breaks my heart more than a child fighting cancer is a child or an adult that doesn't have access to the resources, the education that they need to know how to thrive. And the way that you can help is by sharing those resources with them. And just as a reminder, those resources are for kids. We have tons of free resources and help at kickcancermovement.org. On my website, seasonjohnson.com, on Instagram and on Facebook, I share all kinds of free resources. And if you want to make the investment, I created an online course that you will have forever access to that you can find at seasonjohnson.com/course to walk you through how to thrive through cancer. So again, I need your help. I know for a fact that I was put on this world to actually educate and empower people on how to live their healthiest life. But I need your help in getting the word out there. And that's the beautiful gift of this internet, right? It's so cool that we have this ability to reach people at every end of the earth because of this internet. So thank you guys. Thanks for being on. Thanks for joining me each week here in this space. I'm so grateful. And again, thank you for sharing and getting this information out to as many people as possible.